in order to make the best stuffed shrimp you've ever had in your life, you gotta start with the jumbo, the colossal, something that looks a little like this, because once we stuff it, it's gonna be a thing of beauty. I'm gonna make this with a crab stuffing. These are the best stuffed shrimp you will ever have in your life. Christmas Eve is around the corner. If you do seafood on Christmas Eve, or really any time around the, throughout the year or around the holidays where you make a lovely seafood feast, you really should go all out and make this recipe because it's sensational. In the small little skillet, I've got a little shallot going on in here. That's gonna soften. I'll add some garlic to that in just a second. In fact, I'll do that now because I just need them to be soft. I don't need them to be caramelized or anything like that. But while that happens, we are going to talk shrimp, okay? The shrimp we're looking for here is a colossal shrimp, also known as a jumbo shrimp. You want them to be about this big. Now, when you buy them, at least for me, I can only find the easy peel kind, which means it's been deveined and slit in the back and the tail has been left on. I love this for a couple of reasons, one of which is I take most of the shell off, leaving behind the tail, and it's very easy to do. You just do it basically in one big piece, okay? Set these aside because I'm going to boil these down with some water, and it's going to make like a really quick stock that we will use in the butter sauce to top the shrimp with. Now, you need to butterfly your shrimp. We're probably going to use about 16 of them today, 16 to 20, but I'll show you how I do it. They've been cleaned, they've been deveined. You're going to go along the back, and you're going to just butterfly them ever so lightly. Do not cut all the way through. You need to cut them enough. See, that needs to go a little bit more. You need to cut them enough so that when you place them in your roasting pan, they sit like this with the filling right in the center here. So I'm going to continue to butterfly the rest of them, and then I'm just going to do a very quick, I'm just going to get a paring knife, a really quick, like, barely a marinade. I'm just going to toss some a little lemon juice and some olive oil, and then we'll make the filling. To my prepped shrimp, I'm going to add some olive oil, a bit of salt, squeeze of lemon, and I'm just going to set these aside as I save this. I'm going to throw this into a saucepan with my shrimp peels, cover them with water. I'm going to bring them to a boil. I'll add a little bit more water, but I just need about 3/4 of a cup of stock. If you don't want to do that, don't. Just use a little bit of clam juice and you're fine. So the shrimp, you want to toss them. You want to make sure that that olive oil and that lemon is getting everywhere. And now I'm just going to go ahead and set these aside because we are going to make our crab filling, which is essentially just a take on my regular crab cake mix, my crab cakes filling or recipe. It's so good. So I'm going to do that, pull it all together. In a large bowl, I added some finely chopped parsley. I'm going to add my cooked garlic and shallot. You can also use green onions, or you could also just omit both of those things and just use a little garlic powder and onion powder, but I like those together. You're going to add some mayo, okay? Very important. Don't leave it out. Add that right in. That is kind of going to be your binder, if you will, along with an egg. And I'll switch to a fork for a second. Old Bay, and that's really your salt, along with a couple of splashes of Worcestershire, you know. And I'm just going to take a fork and get this combined before we add the other couple things that we need to add. Squeeze of lemon. Adding in my panko, and this is some lump crab meat. I really wouldn't bother with jumbo lump crab meat here, only because you're paying twice as much and you have to break it down anyway. So save yourself half the price and just go with regular lump crab meat, which is literally half the price. And I like that. I don't know about you, but I like saving a buck here and there. And now I'm just going to mix all of that together. Grab your shrimp. Remember, we butterflied the bottom of it. You're going to take some of your filling. Okay. Let your pan help you. Okay. Sit it down like that. Right? Your pan is here to help you. Stuff them however much you want, really. I say don't go overboard, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It is the holiday season. And I love me some shrimp. You see how the tail sits on top? That is what you're looking for. You can also kind of pinch the mixture in your hands like you were to put to build a crab cake. And that makes it just a little easier. So I'm going to continue to fill up this pan, and then I'll show you the next step. They are all filled. Now I ended up getting about 21 of them. These are really the more plump ones, and then I did some little smaller ones. These will be for like a little cook's treat. But you'll probably get, I would say, 16 really plump stuffed shrimp. And I mean, honestly, anything less than plump, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? My oven's preheated. I got a little melted butter here, and I just like to drizzle a little melted butter. We are going to make, like I said, sort of a scampi sauce for when these come out, but I'm telling you, these are just so sensational. You will not even believe it, but you will be the talk of the town in a good way if you make these for like a party, or even if you're having like a friend that's doing a Christmas Eve or any holiday gathering and you're choosing to bring something really sensational. Let it be these. Okay, making my mouth water. Okay, these go in a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. I'm gonna pop them in. My shrimp stock is done. It's done what it needs to do. I'll strain that, and while these are in the oven, we'll make our really quick and delicious like butter sauce that we will drizzle all over these when they come out. While the shrimp are in the oven, we are going to quickly pull the sauce together because the shrimp has like 5 more minutes. The sauce takes about 5 minutes, so we want to get them done at the same time. This is the same saucepan that I made my little shrimp stock in. Didn't even bother cleaning it because it's got great flavor. But I do want to show you my shrimp stock, and look how much it made. I put in a couple of cups of water and all of the shells and the 1/2 lemon that I squeezed, and it made about, I would say, 2.5 cups or 2 1/4 cups. I only need about a cup or so for this recipe, but put this in an ice cube tray and throw it into the freezer. And any time you're making a sauce for shrimp or for fish or whatever, something along these lines, throw 1 or 2 ice cubes of this stock in it, and then you'll get that beautiful flavor without having to use a different kind of stock. Anyway, I've got garlic in my saucepan with good olive oil. To that, I'm going to add my white wine, dry white wine. I'm going to let that reduce a bit. Let it bubble up for about a minute. Adding in the shrimp stock. I'm going to add a little squeeze of lemon, and I'm just going to let this bubble away until it reduces by about half. And then we'll finish it with our butter, and then it's just going to thicken and be glossy and delicious. So let that go. And once we're there, I'll pull the shrimp out and we'll put everything together. Sauce has reduced. I'm going to add a tablespoon of butter that I've coated with flour, and then a tablespoon of butter that I have not coated with flour because I want that really luscious buttery sauce. Some of that fresh parsley. I also added a pinch of salt, but I just forgot to do it on camera with you. So we're going to let this thicken, and when it's ready, I will drizzle it over my shrimp. Look at how gorgeous. I have my second pan in the oven now. They just wouldn't both fit in there without me having to maneuver the grates, and I didn't feel like doing that. These took 20 minutes exactly. You want that crab mixture to be really plump, and you don't want your shrimp to be overcooked. So 20 minutes max at 400 is pretty perfect. So once the sauce is ready, we will taste test one. Sauce is gorgeous. I'm turning that off the heat. Oh yeah. You will drizzle this on the whole thing, which I will definitely be doing, but I need a bite of this immediately. Oh. It's gonna be hot though, so do give it a minute. Hold on. Listen, you gotta go for it. It's the holiday season. You need to go big or go home, and I say, go big. The written recipes on LauraInTheKitchen.com. You must make these, and I wanted to mention that you can make them, assemble them, and put them in the roasting pan the day before and then bake them off the next day when you need them, so you're not having to stuff them last minute, and they work out perfectly. I don't know about freezing them in advance. I've never done that, so I can't tell you, but I can tell you that they work great assembled in advance. Hope you enjoy spending time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.